Uh, Today we will see some problems based on this trigonometry. So particularly for solving the problems of the trigonometry, it is basically based on the formulas and the concepts. So that's why for solving these problems, because different problems we have to follow the different ways or different methods. So that's why we will become perfect in these problems only by practice. So that's why try to practice most of the problems here. Then only we will be perfect in this. So for solving the problems, particularly in the objective level, here we have to remember some of the results also. Remember these results, then these results directly we can apply into the formula problem. So without this result, if you want to solve the problem, it may take some time. So particularly for solving the objective examination, remember that time management is very important. Always our thinking will be towards the time. So always thinking for solving the problem is that how fast we can able to complete the problem. So always you have to think in this direction, then only we have to solve the problem. Okay? Solving the problem is not very important. In how much time we have solved the problem and how quickly and how accurately we have solved the problem is the matter. Remember that. So always you have to keep this point in our mind, then you have to solve the problem. Okay? And at the same time, for solving or practicing any problem, my advice is that don't practice anything with the pencil. Don't practice anything with the ink pen. Don't practice anything with the gel pen. Always use blue or black ballpoint pen only for practicing it, and at the same time, the work also should be in the good position. Okay? Then only we will get the fastness. Then only we will get the accuracy in the calculation. Then only we will get the concentration while solving the problem. That's why. So while practicing, also always keep this in mind. Problem as quick as possible. Okay. Now today's class we will see some results about this. Then we will remember this result also as a formula. Then we will
Sir,
apply.
your voice is not clear.
Sir, voice
Yes,
is low.
sir.
Yes, sir, it's breaking.
Yes, sir.
It is breaking some.
Same like of yesterday.
Okay. Now, in this class, we will see some results on this basic topic of the trigonometry. That result also remember as a formulas. In that, in this subheading, results. In that, the first one is suppose if. The first one is suppose if a plus b is equal to 90 degree. If a plus b is equal to 90 degree, then what is the result in terms of the sine, in terms of the cos, in terms of the tan, and in terms of the cot? That we have to see. If a plus b is equal to 90 degree, then a is equal to 90 degree minus b. So when the sum of the angles is 90 degrees, then we will say that the two angles are in complementary. Those two angles are called the complementary angles. Remember that. The sum of the angle is 180 degrees, then we will say that the two angles are in supplementary. This is the point you have to remember. Okay. So if A is equal to 90 degree minus B, I will apply the sine on both the side. Then sine A is equal to sine of 90 degree minus B. Then tell me what is the value of sine 90 degree minus B? Sine 90 minus B.
Cosec B.
Cos B.
Cosec B.
Cos A.
Cos B.
Cos B. Now the quadrant angle 90 is there, sine becomes cos. Now squaring it on both the side. If you squaring it on both the side, then it is sine square A is equal to cos square B. Sine square A is equal to cos square B. Then from the first identity, sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. From that cos square theta, we can write 1 minus sine square
1
theta.
minus sine.
So this is, you can write 1 minus sine square b. Now bring this minus sine square b this side. So therefore the result is that sine square a plus sine square b is equal to 1. This is the result we have to remember. Means if a plus b is equal to 90 degrees, a plus b is 90 degree, then sine square a plus sine square b is 1. Similarly, in the same way, we can also prove that cos square a plus cos square b also is equivalent to 1. This is the first result we have to remember. Cos square a plus cos square b also is equal to 1 if a plus b is 90 degrees. Understand? So this is the result we have to remember. Suppose for example, I want to find cos square 27 degree plus sine square 63 degrees. Sorry. Cos square 63 degrees. Suppose if I want to find the sum of these angles. Once observe these angles, it is 63, it is 27. 63 plus 27, it is 90. Whenever the sum of the two angles is 90 degree, then automatically cos square a plus cos square b value is 1. Directly you can write that. Okay. So that result we have to remember. Right on this?
Done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Done.
Now, look at the second result. That is, if a plus b is 90 degree, what is the result in terms of the tan a, tan b? To find its result, a is equal to 90 degree minus b, apply tan on both the sides, then tan a is equal to tan of 90 degree minus b. Tan of 90 minus b. Tell me how do you write tan 90 minus b?
Cot.
Cot B.
B.
Cot B.
Now we know that cot is the reciprocal of the tan. This cot b, I can write 1 by tan b. Cot b, you can write 1 by tan b. Now do the cross multiplication. Then it is tan a into tan b is equal to 1. Tan a into tan b is equal to 1. So this is the result we have to remember. Means if a plus b is 90 degree, sum of the angles is 90 degree, then tan a into tan b is equal to 1. This is the result. Similarly, cot a into cot b is also equivalent to 1 if a plus b is equal to 90 degrees. So this is the second result that we have to remember. Take that.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Done.
Done.
Okay, suppose for example, if you want to solve the problem of tan 1 degree into tan 2 degrees into tan 3 degrees into and so on up to the tan 89 degrees. I want to find the value of this. Tan 1 into tan 2 into tan 3 into and so on up to the tan 89. So if you want to find this, if you know this result, then only you can able to solve this problem. Here observe these terms in which the first angle is 1 degree, the last angle is 89 degree. 1 plus 89, which is 90. That's why I will consider the first term and the last term is one pair. So tan 1 degree into tan 89 degree, I will write side by side. Similarly, here the second angle is tan 2 degree. Here last but one term become tan 88 degree.
1080.
So 2 plus 88, which is also 90. So I will consider that is another pair. So tan 2 degree into tan 88 degree, I will write as another pair. Like that, if I goes on writing this pair, total tell me in this product, how many terms are there?
89.
89 terms.
89. These 89 terms, how many pairs we can express?
44 pairs.
44 pairs.
44.
44.
Like that, we will write the 44 pairs. 44 pair means total 88 terms we got here in the pairwise. But for one term, we can't able to write the pair. What is that term?
1045.
45. That is the middle
1045.
term. So tan 45 degree, that is the middle term. We can't express that with the as a pair to the another term. That's why like that we will express it. So now if you observe this each and every pair, here 1 plus 89, that is a 90. Just now I have given the result that if a plus b is 90, then tan a into tan b is equal to 1. That's why this product is equal to 1. Similarly, here also this sum of the angle is 90, means that product is also 1, 1, like that. Every term becomes a 1. And lastly, tan 45, that also 1.
1.
Therefore, every term we are getting the 1 only. 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. This is also equal to 1.
1.
That's the answer. Take that.
Done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Similarly, look at this second example. Suppose I want to find the value of sine square 5 degree plus sine square 10 degree plus sine square 15 degree plus and so on plus sine square 85 degree. I want to find the value of this. How can you find this value? Here observe that.
1 by
First angle is 5 degree. Last angle is 85 degree.
85,
5 plus 85. That is
90 degree.
90 degree. So
90 degree.
first term and the last term as one pair. So this is, I will write like that, sine square 5 degree plus sine square 85 degree. This is considered as one pair plus. And the second term, last but one. What is the last but one?
Sine 84.
80.
Sine square
Sine
80.
square 80.
All these are the multiples of the 5. That's why 85 ka pale 80 degree we will get it.
80.
Sine square 10 degree plus sine square 80 degree. Like that, we will go on write these terms as the pairwise. Like that, if you write it, tell me in that series, total how many terms are there?
75.
What terms I get?
40.
All the terms are not there.
17.
Five multiples are there.
19.
How many terms?
17 terms.
17.
17 5s are 85. Total 17 terms are there. So these 17 terms we are expressing as a pairwise. How many pairs we can write?
8 pairs.
8 pairs.
8 pairs.
8.
So total we can write that 8 pairs. 8 pairs means 16 terms we can express as a pairwise. But for the one term we can't express as a pairwise. What is that term?
Sine 45.
Sine 45.
45
Sine
degrees.
square 45.
That is the middle term that is allowed. That term we can't express as a pairwise. Okay. Now if you observe this first result, as for that first result, if a plus b is 90 degree, sine square a plus sine square b is 1. Therefore here 5 plus 85 is 90. Therefore sine square a plus sine square b is 1.
One.
This is 1. Plus next value is also 1 plus 1. Like that, there are the 8 pairs are there. Means 8 times you will get the 1 here plus last one sine square 45 degree. What is the value of sine 45 degree?
1 upon
1 by root
2.
1 by root.
Whole square means
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
so. This is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8 times. How much is total summation?
8.
17 by
1 by 2.
Plus 1 by 2.
17 by 2.
So 8 plus 1
17
by
by
2.
2.
That is 8 and half. That is 8.5. So the answer is 8.5. Okay, take that.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now here we will see the third result, that is What is the value of tan square theta minus sin square theta? I want to find it. Look at this result. Tan square theta minus sin square theta. So if you want to find this, here there is a tan square theta, that is I can write sin square theta upon cos square theta minus sin square theta. Like that we will express it. Tan square theta, write sin square by cos square. Now from these two we can take sin square theta common.
Tan square.
Take the sin square theta common. What is the remaining?
1 by cos
1 by
theta.
1
by
cos
cos
square.
By cos square theta
Minus one.
minus one.
Minus
One.
1.
-1.
Cos square theta. How do you write this?
X raised to 2 theta.
X square
6
theta.
Square theta.
Sin
square
square theta. The secant is the reciprocal of the cos. So 1 by cos square theta, we can write the secant square theta minus 1. From the second identity, secant square theta minus 1 is how much?
Tan square
Square theta.
Tan square theta.
Square theta into sin square theta. Therefore, remember this. Tan square theta minus sin square theta is equivalent to tan square theta into sin square theta. This is the result we have to remember. Means tan square theta minus sin square theta is also equivalent to tan square theta into sin square theta. Remember that result. Like that.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Wait.
Look at the next result, that is cot square theta minus cos square theta. This is also the same way we can prove it. This is also equivalent to cot square theta into cos square theta. Remember this result also. Cot square theta minus cos square theta also equivalent to cot square theta into cos square theta. In the same way, we can also prove that. Okay. Next, the another result that suppose secant square theta plus cosecant square theta is there. How do you express this? Secant square theta plus cosecant square theta. How can you express this?
Cos square theta.
You find that.
1 upon cos square theta.
Sorry, we'll take this secant square theta into cosecant square theta. Secant square theta into cosecant square theta. How do you express it? Tell me, how do you write this?
square theta plus
1 by cos square.
1 by cos square, cosecant square theta.
1 by sin square theta.
By sin square theta.
I can write 1 by cos square theta into sin square theta.
Yes.
Like that we can express it. Then, in the numerator there is a 1. Tell me, what is the identity in terms of the sin and cos that we know?
Sin square
Sin
theta
square
plus
theta
cos.
plus cos square theta equals to 1.
Good. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So the numerator 1 we can write as a sin square theta plus cos square theta upon cos square theta into sin square theta. The 1 we can express like that. Now split the term. If we split the term, first term is sin square theta upon cos square into sin square. Sin square gets cancelled, remaining 1 by cos square theta. 1 by cos square secant square theta
Square theta.
plus. Similarly here cos square theta gets cancelled the second term. Cos square gets cancelled, remaining 1 by sin square, which is cosecant square theta.
Cos x square theta.
So therefore, this is the result we have to remember. Therefore, secant square theta plus cosecant square theta is also equivalent to secant square theta into cosecant square theta. This is the another result we have to remember. Secant square theta plus cosecant square theta is also equivalent to secant square theta into cosecant square theta. Take that.
Done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. And also I was giving some results also to you. That is, how do you write the sine power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta?
Sin square theta whole
Sin square whole sin square theta whole power
That
whole
already the
square.
result I was given to you. Directly I was given the result.
1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta.
Good. 1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta. Directly we can write this. 1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta. Similarly, how do you write sin power 6 theta plus cos power 6 theta?
1 minus 3 sin square theta cos square theta.
Good. 1 minus 3 sin square theta into cos square theta, we can write it. Okay. So that result also we have to remember it. Now, apart from this, we also should remember one more result, that suppose what is the minimum value of a sin theta plus b secant theta, cosecant theta, because sin and cosecant are the reciprocal. I want to find the minimum value of this expression a sin theta plus b cosecant theta. So to find its a minimum value, always remember that when the two functions are the reciprocal to the each other, immediately we have to recollect the result that from the sequence and series, we know that arithmetic progression is arithmetic mean is always greater than or equal to geometric mean. The result we know it. Now also this is one term and this is second term. What is their arithmetic mean?
A sin theta plus
A sin theta
B cos
Sin
theta by
theta
2.
plus b
cosecant theta by 2
cosec theta by 2
is greater than or equal to their geometric mean, that is under root a into b, that is a sin theta into.
a sin theta into b cosec.
So that is their geometric mean. Now we know that sin theta into cosecant theta
1.
1.
One.
This is root ab. Send this to other side. So therefore we are getting that a sin theta plus b cosecant theta plus b cosecant theta is always greater than or equal to 2 root ab. So its a minimum value is 2 root ab. This is a value you have to remember. Similarly, a cos theta plus b secant theta. What is its minimum value? Also 2 root ab. You can go ahead. That's also 2 root ab. Similarly, the minimum value of a tan theta plus b cot theta. What is its minimum value?
2 root ab.
2 root ab. So means if the functions are the reciprocal to each other, then their minimum value is this much. Okay, take that.
completed, sir.
Done.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
So these are the results that we have to remember for solving the problems of the objective level, and for doing the practice in the objective point of view. One more short way also we have to remember it. Don't write this, just listen here and practice this. While practicing it, also we have to save the time. Yes, whatever the action we are doing, that is everything depends upon the time only. That's why how fast we can able to do the problem is only the matter to us. That's why for solving the problem as quick as possible, while writing the trigonometric ratios, suppose if you want to write the sin theta, in the place of the sin theta, simply write down the s theta and understand that that is nothing but the sin theta. So like that if you write it, so sin theta if expressed as the s theta, then we can save the time, how much it will take to write the in. Of course, individually if you think about it, for writing the in, it will not take the much more time. But while doing the calculations, so many times we have to write the sin theta. Suppose 10 times if you write the sin theta, for this, for writing the in, that time if you save it, at least 20 to 30 seconds of the time we can save it. And if you practice like that, we will get the calculations also as fast as possible. That's fine. For solving any problem, because out of the 25 questions in the GMAIN, almost over at least 20 questions comes means we'll have the trigonometric functions. So if you practice like that, then you can save the lot of time. That's fine. For doing the practice, in the place of the sine theta, write down the s theta and do the simplifications. Then we'll get the past calculations. Similarly, while writing the cos theta, rather than writing the cos, simply write down the c theta, because that you should understand. C theta means cos theta. So cos theta के जगह में c theta लिखो, then we can save the time. How much it will take for writing the OS? That's why directly write down the c theta means that you should understand that is a cos theta. Suppose in the place of the tan theta, if you want to write it, simply write down as the t theta. Tan theta के जगह में t theta लिखो, then calculations will be fast. Similarly, in the place of the cot theta, don't write the c theta, write down the ct theta. Cot बोले तो ct लिखो, then we can save that time. In the place of the secant theta, write down the sc theta. In the place of the cosecant theta, write down cs theta, then do the calculations. Then we can save the lot of time, because almost for 2 to 3 minutes in overall we can save it. Within the 2 to 3 minute means almost of all you can solve one more extra questions also at least. One extra question if you solve it means you may get 4 marks extra. If you get the 4 marks extra means almost of all it is 20 to the 30,000 rank difference we can find it. So that's why take these trigonometric functions as like that for practicing only in the objective point of view. Remember that. Only for the objective point of view express like that and then practice it. But in the descriptive, if you write like that, that evaluator पागल हो जाएंगे. So कुछ भी नहीं समझता. Okay? Only descriptive write in full form. But for the objective point of view, use these shortcuts, then practice it. Okay? Now today we will solve some problems in the trigonometry. Once observe this screen share. Okay, is the screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then take this. Once observe these problems. Once observe the first problem. In a circle of diameter 40 centimeter, the length of a chord is 20 centimeter. What is the length of the minor arc of the chord is? Length of the minor arc of the chord. Just observe here. So there is a circle. The diameter of the circle, the diameter is 40 centimeter, means the radius is 20 centimeter.
20 centimeter.
And there is a chord of the length is 20 centimeter. Chord means that is the line which cuts the circle at the 2 different points. Is called the chord. This length of the chord is 20 centimeter. That is as AB, and this is the center. If you join this C and A, this will give the radius of the circle, and this is also gives the radius of the circle. This is also the 20 centimeter. Now, if you observe this triangle ABC, here all the sides are equal.
Equilateral.
So that means it is an equilateral triangle. If it is an equilateral triangle, tell me what is this angle now?
60 degree. 60
60
degree.
degree. 60 degree means that is you will call it as an pi by 3. That is the radius. Okay. Now this is the arc AB. That is the minor arc, and this will be the major arc. I want to find the length of the minor arc. To find the length of the minor arc, I think from the school level, because here the arc ABC, which is called the sector, which is a sector. What is the formula for the length of the sector?
Theta upon 360 into 2 pi r.
L is equal to r theta. Length of the arc in a sector is L is equal to r theta. And area of the sector is, these formulas you have to remember, half r square theta. Remember that. The area of the sector is half r square theta, where theta is that angle between the radius. Okay. So half r square theta, this is, you can also write that half into r square means r into r, I can write it, where r into r means r theta represent, that is L. Half LR also we can write it. This is the formula for the area of the sector. Remember these three formulas. Length of the arc, that is L is equal to R theta, and area is half R square theta or half LR. That is the formula for the area of the sector. Therefore, L is equal to R, that is the radius of the sector, that is 20 centimeter, and theta, that is pi by 3. Therefore, length of the minor arc is 20 pi by 3. Now tell me, what is the length of the major arc? Major arc means this is the major arc. How do you find the length of the major arc?
20 pi by 3.
From the total perimeter of the circle,
Pi minus
you subtract
20
this. Calculate the length of the major arc.
pi minus 20 pi by 3.
2
What is
pi
that?
r minus L.
Pi r minus 20 pi by
2 pi r minus pi r. Sorry, minus r theta. The total perimeter of the circle is 2 pi r. From that, if I subtract this length of the minor arc, then I'll get the major arc. 2 pi r minus r theta we will use it. Okay. Now take this.
done, sir.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Next, look at the next problem. Observe this second problem. Two arcs of same length of two different circles subtends an angles of 25 degree and 75 degrees at their centers respectively. What is the ratio of the radii of the circles? The two arcs will have the same length, but their angles are different. Just observe here. So this is one circle. This will be the other circle. For the first circle, take that the radius is equal to say R1 unit, and it is making an angle of 25 degrees, and this length is L unit. And for the second circle, let us assume that the radius is R2 unit, and it makes 75 degree at the center, and this length of the arc is also L unit. So then we know that L is equal to R1 into R into theta. This is the formula, we know it. Therefore, L is equal to R1 into 25 degree, we can take it. Similarly, here the length of the arc is R2 into 75 degrees. So length of the arc is same, L and L. Therefore, if you equate them, R1 into 25 degree is equal to R2 into 75 degree. Now tell me, what is R1 by R2? 3:1. That is 3:1. That is the ratio of the radii. Okay. And this Sunday you will not have any examination. You will have the examination from the next Sunday, not this Sunday. Not coming Sunday. From the next Sunday onwards, we will have the examinations.
Yes.
Now, look at the third problem. Minus 13 into pi by 6 radians. How can you convert that in the degrees?
Sir, minus 390.
180 upon pi.
That is how much. Pi by 6 means that is 30 degree. Pi by 6 bole to 30 degree. 30 into 30.
Minus 390.
Minus 390. Okay. Minus 390. Okay. Now look at the fourth problem. So we have to find the value of this.